Hello, Candy. How are you? Trying to figure out what to eat? I understand. It's a struggle. What are your options? Oh no. I mean, if your body reacts that strongly, it's probably a good idea not to do it, you know? It's one of the reasons I really like one of the reasons I really enjoy cooking for other people is it's easier to figure out what I want to feed someone else than it is to figure out what I want, you know? Um, I struggled when I finally lived alone, um, and I wasn't feeding kids and roommates and partners and all that. I know it's a hard one. It took me a long time to pick what I wanted. That was a bizarre concept. But I had my first kid when I was 18, you know? And so my whole life was just right. Exactly. I did. Hello, Dr. Optimal. I'm doing okay. I'm getting better. The first one was definitely not. The second one was. However, the first one was the best bad decision I ever made. Um, Easily. He he um he was exactly what I needed at that time to help me get through some of the things that I was going through at that point. So I'm beyond grateful for him, but not in the plans at all. None. I'm pretty open about it. Um, I'm pretty open about it. It's. I figure we've all got our stories and our reasons and all of that. I did not come from a good background. I had a pretty rough childhood. I was not in a good place when I was a teenager. I was on a very self-destructive path, and I'm fairly certain I would have ended up dead or in jail. Um, when I got pregnant with him, it wasn't about me anymore, and it became larger than myself. Um, he gave me a reason to fight. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough, but he was so beautiful. He still is beautiful. He is beautiful. To this day, he is one of the sweetest, kindest, most loving young men I have ever met in my life. He's just a beautiful human being. Oh, it's true. It's very true. Yeah. I still remember I was 17 when I got pregnant and I was in the doctor's office and I have a very special ridiculous body that apparently even when I am pregnant, if I take home pregnancy tests, they don't work. uh, so I had taken a pregnancy test and it was negative. And I was like, oh, I'm not pregnant. And then I went to the gyno and he did his little thing. And then he was like, I'd like for you to take a pregnancy test. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I didn't take it very seriously. Um, and I took the pregnancy test and I came out of the bathroom after getting dressed and everything afterwards. And the nurse, the moment I walked out of the bathroom, was like, you're pregnant. And something, yeah, my hormones are whack. Um, so I literally, like, this is so drama, okay, but it's 17-year-old girl. I literally just wailed. I fell on the floor. I bawled. I squalled. I panicked. Um, all the drama. And I had, like, when you're young and you're stupid, and I was in the doctor, and they're like, have you ever done any illegal drugs? And I was like, no, I've never done drugs. And then the moment they told me I was pregnant, I was just like, I've done heroin, I've done LSD, I've smoked so much marijuana, and I just like freaked out. They remembered me in that doctor's office. They could hear me from the waiting room. Like I just wailed. And the the doctor was this very soft-spoken, quiet South African man, very sweet man. Um, and he took me into his office and he was like, listen, before you, I was seeing a client who has been trying to get pregnant for 10 years and can't. And that hit me. It hit me so hard because I don't know what his intention behind saying it was. I feel like it might have been that he was saying there are people who want kids and to give me options. But I think he was also frustrated with the 17-year-old having a tantrum in his office. Um, but the way that I took it was this is a gift and you are being a brat. Um, and so I bucked up, because it was for me. I, I, I think that is likely what he was going for, but I couldn't hear that because in my mind, it, that was not an option. I had made a choice. I had acted on that choice. I was. I was. But in my mind, I had made a choice, and there were consequences to that choice, and it was my responsibility, as a young woman, to live up to that responsibility. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I made a lot of mistakes, as many parents do. But my life became doing the best I possibly could for those kids. And in the end, it ended up being because I noticed after I had my children, the kids are not listening to what you're telling them to do. They're watching what you do. And they will follow in your footsteps. Um, and I realized that if I wanted them to live a life where they were happy and productive and satisfied with the existence that they lived, I needed to do it myself. And so most of my self betterment was developed in order to help them have a life that they could be proud about. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're humans and we make a lot of mistakes, and that's okay. It's not about not making mistakes, it's about learning from them and growing, you know? They're both beautiful. They really, really are. And I'm very grateful for both of them. Right? Unfortunately, life does not have an eraser. You would never. But yeah, it's life is hard. Being human is hard. Knowing how to live a life that you can be proud of is hard. Um, Knowing how to find joy and be responsible and all, it's a rough road. It's a bad story. Um, 1998, New Year's Eve, breakup, pity sex. Very drunk. It's not a good story. But it was a beautiful consequence. Hello, Miss Bella. Eventually, my son decided he wanted to have a relationship with his biological dad. And because he was not in our lives for most of it. And, and God, he just, when he became a man himself, he just was like, Mom, what the hell was wrong with you? Like, oh, thank you. She was like, why the hell would you have done that? And I was like, sweetie, you don't want to know the story. And he was like, tell me anyways, you know. Hello, Dubby. And I was like, okay, but you're not going to like it. And so I told him about it. And he was like, I'm a pity baby? I'm a fucking pity baby? You know, I was like, I'm so sorry. I love you. He's so pretty. I did. I've always told him, I'm like, if you ask me questions, I will give you honest answers. So I really want you to think about whether or not you want to ask them before you do. Because I'm not going to lie to you. So be sure. Oh my goodness. So Skip is out of town today. Um, and since Skip is out of town, we're doing curry. That's like every conversation I have, to be honest. I can never decide if I'm talking about mental health or sex toys. It's all over the board. I don't know how to have a normal person conversation. No, he does not like curry. But Ish loves curry. So when Skip is gone, I treat Ish to curry. And I have made this curry for Onyx. So I have two friends that usually join me for dinner. One of them is Skip. One of them is Ish. They are two very close friends of mine, um, and they're a couple. Um, Skip's out of town, so Ish is the only one coming over, but she is bringing their new puppy. So little Wallace will be here today. You guys get to see him. He's so stupid cute. He's this little bitty, like 13-week-old Scottish Terrier puppy. And he is ridiculously adorable. Hello, Tommy. Yes. Now that won't be till 7, so we got a while. Um, but later this evening, there will be a puppy. Um, 6. Yeah, my Saturday streams are always pretty long. Hey, Jiggly. Um, and I tend to go. I tend to make a lot. I am doing this curry from scratch, so we're making the curry paste ourselves. I'm making the tomato sauce from roasted tomatoes. Uh, the Raita and magaz. Raita is like a yogurt sauce that is common in Indian cuisine. It's got some similarities to tzatziki. So it's going to be yogurt, cucumber, a serrano, um, a little bit of mint leaves, some salt. I don't remember what else is in there. A serrano is a type of spicy chili. It's a little bitty spicy chili pepper. Um, and then the magaz is something I came across when I was looking at Indian desserts. I've never had it. Um, it sounds interesting. I hope it's good. I don't actually know if it's going to be good. Um, but it is going to be, it's got chickpea flour and a little bit of semolina. It's got ghee and powdered sugar and some cardamom. Ghee is clarified butter. So it's if you take butter and you remove the milk solids from it, then you end up with ghee. Ghee is very good for cooking. It's used a lot in Indian cuisine. They use it a lot in restaurants as well because it has a higher smoke point than butter does. It kind of yeah. They talk about how did they refer to it? They called it did they call it a fudge? Um, I can't remember. I can't remember. I read it like early in the week, and it's been a very busy week. So, uh, but I'll take a look and we'll see if we can figure it out here in a bit. My first step is to get these tomatoes onto roast so we can get our tomato sauce made up. Um, and then we're going to start on the megas. Um, because it needs to go in the. Oh, it's also topped with almonds. So we want to get that into the freezer, or not freezer, the fridge, um, for a while. Yeah, I think that's how they referred to it. Um, there you go. There you go. I know, Jiggly. I know. It's a lot right now. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I hope it's good. I do. We'll see. I am not very happy about this tomato. I'm not. No, we're not using it. I don't like that tomato. It's not looking good. Ah, there you go. Sometimes, Candy, I swear, because I mean, I struggle, right, with motivation and whatnot too. There are times that honestly, all you can do is just get up and move. And that is actually what is best for your mental health and your energy, is just to force yourself to get up and take the action. But it's rough. But you kind of have to know your own body and your own needs. to know when it's that and when you need to be patient with yourself and let yourself rest. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, what happened, Jiggly? Yeah, they don't let you not get up, do they? They're like, I have needs, and you are the one who is going to be doing it now. Poor Penny. I was sick all week, and she just has been so bored and not happy with me at all. But we went on a decent little walk before stream today, and I'll take her for about a 4 mile walk tomorrow. I'm still pretty shaky today, but I at least feel more like a human than I have for pretty much the whole week. Yeah. Yeah, and I have no clue what was wrong, Tommy. I really don't. I felt terrible Monday, but it was just sort of a lethargy and exhaustion and a really intense depression. And then Tuesday, it was similar. It was about the same. Wednesday, I woke up and I tried to get up and get ready for work, and I almost passed out repeatedly. Like I couldn't hardly move, and I was sore and um, just absolutely miserable all day. Um, Thursday, I was able to get up and get to work, but I was still shaking like crazy. Mhm. Um, and yesterday, most of the day was still pretty low. By the end of the day, I was starting to get a little bit better, but it was rough. Oh my God, that's scary. I'm glad your mom was okay. Mute me. That's good, Chigley. I'm glad. Okay. Uh, damn it! I missed a tomato. I missed one. Fuck a duck. I can still do it. It ran away from me and hit. Just eat it. Not without consent. Okay. So Oh, because I'm setting my Google timer, and I'm trying not to set off everybody's Google timers. Um, I. Oh, Chef. Chef has had some stuff come up. He is not currently at home, and I do not know when he will be back home. I know. Um, so I don't think we could do the watch party tomorrow because he's running them right now with the thing that we're watching, and I don't know that he'll be back by Tuesday. So we're just gonna kind of have to keep an ear. Who? Chef. Chef is one of my mods, also one of my dearest friends, and um, he's the one when we do game streams on Tuesday. He is the one that's there with me doing the games. Okay. I don't think that I'll necessarily have much in the way of extra time today, but if I do happen to, um, well, I guess it depends on if I have an onion. I was thinking about trying to make some chipotles and adobo, but I'm not entirely sure that I have another onion, so I may not be able to. Okay. The gal that got these tomatoes didn't do a great job, honestly. They may not have had much in the way of options, though, so I'm not going to blame her, but potatoes or tomatoes are kind of, they're a bit meh. Okay, I need to grind some cardamom for the megas. All right. I accidentally, one of the days that I made curry and Ish came over, it had whole cardamom pods in it, and and Ish ended up with one of the whole cardamom pods in a bite that she took in her plate. And so when I told her that I was making this Indian dessert and that it had cardamom in it, she was like, "Oh no!" And I was like, "No, no, no, it's okay. They're not whole." She was like, "Okay." I think she's been